Hey guys, Josh Baldwin here with Vegan Fit. Today I want to do a more personal video and talk about why I'm vegan. So I get this question a lot. People always want to talk about it. I get people who are not vegan or seem to have no interest in it. Seem to have a lot of interest in talking about it, which is great. I'm not going to lie. It's something I like to talk about because if I can try to change someone's mind, that's great. I can help out a lot of animals. I know for me, as a former meat eater, I wish I'd had someone to kind of give me a hard time about it, hell, even shame me about it, because now as a vegan, it kind of bothers me a lot. I have, some slight guilt, and, I used to I eat, 6 chicken breasts a day trying to bulk up and trying to build muscle. So for me to get a little more muscle in my body, I needed to murder, 5 animals a day or something like that. That's looking back at it now, that's crazy. I think most people who are educated on the subject, they get it, right? You have kind of one of two choices here when you watch these documentaries and you see the footage and you understand how aware these animals are. You either are changed by it, you're moved by it, at least to being a vegetarian. But at a minimum, anyway, I will get to vegetarians in a minute, but hopefully it moves you to veganism and not exploiting animals. The other choice, of course, if you watch these movies and these documentaries and the footage, and it doesn't bother you, it actually literally doesn't bother you at all, then you're probably a sociopath. You probably have some deeper problems. So it's kind of one of the two there. Now, most people, what they do instead is they know it will bother them. They know it's going to make them want to change or whatever it's going to do to them. They don't like it. So they just avoid it entirely and act like vegans are crazy or we don't know any better and animals are all stupid and their dogs and cats are the smartest thing in the world, but a pig is just a dumb animal, a dirty, stupid animal that just deserves to die and has no life outside of what we give to it, right? So they just don't watch the videos at all. They just choose to avoid any kind of content or any kind of deep conversation about it, and that's certainly their choice. But I want to talk about my journey to veganism. Hopefully it helps a lot of you guys understand how important it is, but not only how important it is for the environment, for the animals, but also how it'll help you kind of change your life for the better. So I became a vegetarian about 3, maybe 4 years ago now, something like that. And, for me, it was primarily a health thing. I've always been a big animal lover, and it always bothered me that I ate meat, but definitely never enough to do anything about it. So I finally kind of got on this big health kick about it and did so much research and looked into all this stuff and realized that that was definitely not a good thing for me, right? Obviously, books like the China Study. But on top of that, I started doing a little more research, and finally, about a year ago, after doing more and more research, started thinking that okay, I don't want to kill the animals, I don't want to have anything to do with their death, but being a vegetarian is kind of bullshit, okay? Because if you're doing it for animal reasons, then you're supporting the rape and torture of animals. Captivity, exploitation of animals. Not to mention many animals out there like cows, when they are used for milking, their lifespan is cut by 70% or so. So you're not necessarily directly supporting their death or murder, but you pretty much are, okay? There's nearly no way around it. The other thing from a vegetarian perspective as far as health, obviously that doesn't make any sense either. If you think chicken breasts are bad for you, okay, but cheese is fine. That's nonsensical. So I understand, obviously, most vegetarians eat dairy very rarely, and that's great that they eat it as little as possible, but the fact that they still consume it and support that business, support the animal, torture and rape businesses, that's not a good thing, and it doesn't help anybody. So my point to you vegetarians out there trying to make it to veganism, is to do some more research and understand what actually goes on with these animals. I know for me, I was ignorant for years about veganism, and I didn't understand it, and I really regret that. And I wish I had someone to really talk to me and kind of shame me into veganism, because I cared about animals. I was doing a lot of it for those reasons, but I just didn't quite understand how important it was. And and what was going on to these animals that we're using for dairy and other purposes, right? I know a lot of meat eaters out there are going to have plenty of nasty comments. I see it all the time in the other vegan YouTube channels I watch. Go for it, man. I don't know why you guys sit on on vegan YouTube channels and watch all the videos and then make comments about how you just ate bacon or something. Okay, that's great for you. It's really sad that this is like kind of your life, but that's your call, right? It's obvious that you have some type of guilt or something related to what you're doing, but you know, your outlet for that, instead of, you know, doing something about it, is to just get on the YouTube channels of different vegans and give them a hard time and whatever. So I can't really speak to you guys. Hopefully the meat eaters that are curious about veganism and thinking about maybe stopping what they're doing, hopefully for you guys, you can watch my channel, and there's a lot of other great channels, you know, Vegan Gains and John Venus and Brian Turner. There's a lot of really good vegans out there on YouTube channels that are really talking about this stuff. So I will try to talk about it more because it's really important to me. I know a lot of the vegan bodybuilder type of vegan workout guys, they don't really talk about the ethics as much, and that's fine. I won't try to beat you guys over the head with it, but again, I feel like it's kind of my duty because to kind of educate people and to talk about it at least, because again, I know for me, I would have really appreciated it years ago if someone had given me a really hard time about this stuff and I understood it more, and I would have made the change a hell of a lot sooner. So that's my main, you know, reason for doing this. Hopefully it kind of helps you guys. Obviously, if you have any positive comments, feel free to leave them below. And if you want to talk shit about it, veganism and all this stuff, leave them as well. I don't really care. I won't look through them. I won't respond unless you actually have some type of point to make, right? But there's really no point here that you can make that's going to dissuade a vegan, okay? Because no matter what, you're going to talk about, oh, well, you know, animals don't have souls or some other crap like that. You know, we know the science backs this up, right? These are fully sentient, or as my girlfriend says, sentient. I don't know which one's right. Fully sentient beings that, you know, can love and can understand and completely understand what's happening to them when you gas them and rape them and torture them and murder them. So we know that, okay? And for the Joe Rogans of the world who want to talk about plants feeling pain, that's obviously completely ridiculous. Please do some research on that. If you really feel that way and you're really worried about the plants, I guess you should make some videos about how to save plant lives. But I think we both know it's kind of a straw man argument. You can look into it. There's plenty of scientists have done studies on this stuff. So you're going to find that there's no connection there of any kind. Plants do not feel pain. If I do find out one day that, oh my God, plants feel pain, well, I guess I'm going to die. I don't know. Who knows? But I don't think that's ever going to happen. I know it's not going to happen. So until then, I'm going to try to just live my life and not hurt other beings. And again, for you guys who want to say that these animals are not intelligent, so they don't deserve life, or they don't mind being tortured or raped, that's pretty crazy. Obviously, that's really, really, really stupid. So, do we treat stupid humans that way? So any child that's born that lacks any kind of intellectual curiosity or intellectual capacity for learning, so we just wipe them out or torture them or use them for food, that's insane. Obviously, no one would do that. You guys all love your cats and your dogs and all these different animals that you can keep at your house, but every other animal is just crap. Even non-vegans love to get upset about the murder of a lion or the murder of a dolphin or something like that. Yeah, okay, that's terrible, but for us, it's no different than the millions of pigs that are murdered. Okay, so I don't know why it is you guys think this is so upsetting. It bothers you so much that some lion got killed. Yeah, it's terrible. It's not any worse than a pig or a cow. None of it's necessary. Okay, so it's all bad. Every study shows that the majority of carbon emissions come from the animal and the meat producing companies. So if you care about the environment and you worry about driving your Prius and you're worried about, you know, turning your lights off and buying energy efficient bulbs, but then you're going and having a cheeseburger, doesn't make a whole lot of sense, okay? So I'm not saying you have to be environmentally perfect, okay? I sure as hell am not. But if that's your angle, if you're a big environmentalist, then obviously that's not going to make a lot of sense, and you probably need to go ahead and stop eating meat and stop supporting the meat and dairy industry. So if you guys have any actual questions about veganism or making the conversion from vegetarianism or whatever, definitely leave the comments down below. I'd be glad to recommend all kinds of different products to you guys. There's so many great, you know, new vegan cheeses out there and vegan meats and all kinds of different substitutes that it makes it so easy, and you'll feel so much better about yourself. So if you guys like the video, please hit the like button and subscribe below, and share this maybe with some of your non-vegan friends. And for all you meat eaters out there, if you're actually curious about making the switch, I'd be glad to talk to you about it. Please let me know what you think, or if you have any questions, I'll be glad to get back to you. For all you guys that want to leave a bunch of shit comments and talk trash and tell me tell me about all the bacon that you ate today, go fuck yourself. So that's all I got to say about that, and I'll see you guys at the next video.